is a men's fitness magazine. I want to look like this, not at this. I got nothing to be ashamed of.
Hello everyone, I've returned from a chronic my summer car addiction. Now, Free Iwatobi Swim Club is a show I'm somewhat familiar with because of my sister. This essentially was her religion when it first came out, watching AMVs, edits, episodes, and whatever. So, shoutouts to her for laying down the path that would lead me here, I guess. The show is basically about this group of 4 friends, Haru, Rin, Makoto, and Nagisa, all boys from the Iwatobi Swim Club. Rin wants the group to participate in a relay race that his late father won, in hopes of a victory to honor his name. And after they win, they would part ways for a few years. Fast forward to when they're all in high school, the swimming club's long since abandoned. Rin left the group and moved to Australia, and the prodigy of the bunch, Haru, stopped swimming competitively. However, once they find out that Rin came back, Nagisa gets the idea to form a new swim club. But Rin goes to a different high school and they need a team of 4 in order to compete. Enter Rei, I always confuse their names, the school's track and field star. He joins the club after witnessing the majesty of Haru's performance in the water. And so, the new Iwatobi Swim Club is official, and they all hope they can make sweet memories in the water together, bro. A little more in depth with our characters, we have Haru, I only swim freestyle, Nanase, a guy with a no-nonsense and stoic attitude. One thing you should know is that he should not be allowed within 10 meters from a human-sized body of water, cause he'll start stripping and dive in. Well, we'll get to that, don't worry. Rin, being the guy who buggered off to Australia, seemingly picked up on their culture during his stay because, well, he's kind of a dick to Haru and the team because of some past beef. Nagisa is your Discord femboy.
What's up, sluts? Guess who just got out of prison?
Makoto is Haru's closest friend, along with being the tender, nurturing one. And Rei is a massive nerd who speaks only in physics equations, says beautiful a lot, and has never swam in his life. So quirky and relatable, literally me even. One thing that got people so hyped about the show back then was that the animation was done by KyoAni. And watching it now, I guess I understand the hype too, because the animation holds up really well. I'd believe you if you told me that the show came out yesterday as opposed to 2013. Hold on, let me read that line again. I'd believe you if you told me that the show came out yesterday as opposed to 2013. Wow, the show is 10 years old, and I'm getting old. You know what, I guess you could say that this is literally me when the passage of time is irreversible. Besides that life-ruining revelation, there's a lot of fluidity and life given to these characters, from their facial expressions to when they're in the water hitting freestyles, backstrokes, and whatnot. Even when there's not much action in the water, there's still a lot of expressive emotions and body language in scenes where these guys, especially Nagisa, are hanging out or going over plans for the club. Even though this is a sports anime, the show doesn't get too bogged down by the trials and tribulations of learning swimming or even the competition. There's other aspects of swimming too. Yeah, sure, getting the wins and collecting medals is cool and all, but the show's focus is instead shifted to the more typical power of friendship ordeal. It's just some dudes chilling at the pool, 5 feet apart of course. They do it not for the accolades, but for the sake of feeling free, hey got him, in the water. Well, unless you're this guy. Right, so Rin, he's a bit of a twat, isn't it? The big twist of the show is the real reason why Rin and Haru were beefing. We're led to believe that before Rin went to Australia, he lost to Haru in a duel. As a result, he quit swimming, and Haru has since felt guilty for treating his friend that way. But we later find out that although Rin's particular loss to Haru was quite the shock to him, his time in Australia made him realize that he has a long way to go. Getting into the big leagues seemed out of reach, and upon taking loss after loss, he soon discovers that swimming is essentially meaningless unless it's by Haru's side. How wholesome. Yeah, wholesome this and that, but what irks me is his awful childish attitude. His hyperfixation on beating Haru made him into this sad, bitter little man. Any taste of victory he gets, he'll continue rubbing it in Haru's face. He does get a redemption arc, it's very last minute, but I guess we gotta start somewhere. But hey, Season 2 Rin is a lot more enjoyable to watch. Now, I need to acknowledge a pretty sizable elephant in the room, and here it is. No. This is not a gay show. It's definitely 100% without a doubt fan service for sure, but not gay. I'm sorry, it's more like 10%, 30% in my book. Yeah, sure, they can hit me with the implications where Rin and Haru are a bit too close for comfort, and they can hit me with the very suspicious cinematography. you can easily sway the deviant artists, the AO3 nerds, and who else ever. But I am not so easily swayed. And speaking of the cinematography, while I'm watching, I always have to be weary of someone walking in on me. You know, checking my left, right sides, closing both doors, looking behind my shoulder, trying to see if a fool trying to get wise, you know? Because the last thing I want before I eventually turn over is to get caught lacking this badly. I remember being shocked with how frequently they hit us with these, I'm not sure if this is the right term, money shots of their magnificent bodies, especially in the very first episode. Oh wow. Wow, nice. We're not even like 5 minutes in. Alright. Again? What? That wasn't even like 30 seconds and we got another... But as I kept watching, two things happened. One, the money shots became less and less frequent as the show went on. And two, I had the world's most galactic brain epiphany that this show was not made for the audience I'm in, and more so for the other half of the general population. And gay guys too, I guess. Thumbs up for you. So, I was able to enjoy the show a lot more, and by the end I wasn't fazed by it anymore. You know what? I will say this. If this is a fan service show, then KyoAni did a good job. A really good job with the character designs. When fan service comes to mind, I always think the best they can do is boobies and big ass. But this, they may have spent too much time studying the anatomy, like the whole shebang is here. Chest, abs, back, arms, and legs, all rendered in impressive detail that's kept at, I don't know, 8 to 12 frames per second. The money shots are there for a reason. They want you to stare. They want you to drool. Hell, they might even want you to bark at them. I mean, for crying out loud, the only relevant female character is pretty much a vessel for you to behave this way. This is a job done too well, and they can't keep getting away with this. You wanna know what the worst part of all of this is? Jesus, looking at these guys makes me feel so inadequate. Like, I need to get off my lazy ass and hit the gym, eh? About the music, the ending song in its video unlocked all of these hidden memories of my sister blasting this on the family TV. The song itself is quite catchy and arguably one of the few times where the ending track is better than the opening one. The music video itself has become iconic in certain online communities, having parody versions based on other shows with a large female following. I don't have any other comments aside from a crude joke about a certain scene in the music video. And that was free Iwatobi Swim Club. Go watch it if you like men swimming or men swimming. Wait, what's that you say? Season 2? Yeah, I think we got time for that. In Season 2, the previously abandoned swimming club building was restored thanks to the efforts of their coach. Haru and Makoto are closing in on their graduation, and if they can't find new members for the swimming club, it will close due to a lack of membership. Now, right out of the gate, the money shots are completely gone, or I've basically stopped caring by this point. There's still the suspicious implication, but nothing too alarming. And as I said earlier, Rin's no longer a twat this time round. We're also introduced to some new characters in the form of Momotaro, Sosuke, and Kisumi. Momo, I don't have much to say other than he's down bad for Go. Sosuke is Rin's former rival and great friend. Double thanks to the Lord because he's not a twat either, thank God. Instead, it's rather, you mess with my friend Rin, I'll mess with you, got it? Kisumi has practically no screen time, yet has a decent following on TikTok. I'm gonna pull a sussy on everyone and say that I sort of understand the hype. You know, as of writing this video, I was spending a decent portion of my time looking for a very specific AMV that my sister loved watching. I initially thought the edit in question was for Rin, so I searched, and I couldn't find it. I gave up. But when this pink-haired bastard showed up and did that, the synapses in my brain lit up all at once like a Christmas tree. So I searched again, this time with Kisumi instead of Rin, and boom, there it is! Wait, where were we again? In terms of story, Sasuke's whole arc was quite satisfying to watch. In the past, Rin, before Haru and the others, wanted Sasuke to swim the relay race with him. He turns him down, saying that swimming is more of an individual sport. He then suggests that they never swim again as a team. After they part ways, Sasuke, like Rin, hits a wall during his quest to become the best. However, his physical condition has rendered him incapable of swimming competitively. He later regrets not seeing the value in swimming with friends, and offers to swim a relay with Rin one last time before his condition worsens. I like this mostly because it coincides with Rin's character development. In this season, he's now the captain for his swimming team. His leadership contributes to his growth. Being the one to make the hard decisions, keeping up team morale, and helping those who are falling behind is a nice change of pace compared to the dickhead he was last season. Honestly, this is a lot more interesting than what some of the main four had going on. Nagisa had a bit of a moment where he ran away from home due to parental expectations. It's solved as quickly as it's brought up, really. We also get some Rei being the weak link in the team drama. He has a short story where he feels as if he's holding back the team. It's done in a very cliche way where it's, oh, he's been missing practice more and more often. He even talked to his peers at the track and field team. Does that mean he's leaving the swimming club? Well, of course it's all a big misunderstanding. Rei is still practicing for the team, but instead he's seeking the help of Rin. Because this season takes place prior to Makoto and Haru's graduations, questions are raised as to exactly what their future plans are. Makoto says he'll attend a university in Tokyo, and Haru doesn't give a clear answer. Ever since season 1, Haru doesn't see himself swimming competitively again, unless it's for himself or for his friends. Haru's friends and even Rin say he's wasting potential if he stops swimming competitively. This all culminates in an episode where Rin takes Haru to Australia to show him how far his gift can take him. Small side note, but the English acting surprised me. It didn't sound like English, but more akin to the rich people in Squid Game. Yeah, that still meant the delivery still sucks ass, but at least it sounds like English.
Haru's just as you described him, Rin. A cool attitude and eyes clear as water.
You're right, love. Fucking papers, cunt. You fucking own it. Plate me, show me, you fucking own it.
Back to plot stuff. Watching this all unfold reminded me of a film I recently watched, which has a similar story to Haru's whole "what's my whole future gonna be like" arc. And that is, please forgive me, Good Will Hunting. Both Haru and Will are exceptionally talented young men. One is a marvelous swimmer and the other is a maths god. As much as they recognize their own capabilities, they have no intentions to pursue a career with them, seeing as winning all the medals, accolades, fame, and fortune is ultimately pointless. They're complacent in the life they currently live and have no plans on changing it. However, the people around them know they're limiting themselves and can't see the bigger picture. Both even have scenes where their closest friend confronts them, although the scene in Free is much more dramatic, and over here it's more like,
20 years, if you're still living here, I'll fucking kill you.
I'm killing you. I'm killing you.
And by the end, they're given the push they need to realize that with their gift, the whole world is open for them. Whether it's from an old friend showing them a sight they've never seen, or a simple yet powerful chat while on break. The only difference is that if Haru ultimately decides to give up on swimming,
there's always uni to fall back on.
For Will, his gift is his only golden ticket to escape an impoverished life in South Boston. All I'm saying is, Good Will Hunting is such a great film, and my so-so writing skills can't do it any justice, so please give it a watch if you haven't already. Although this isn't technically part of Season 2, it's a standalone special, the extra episode is something I've unearthed deep within my memory. It's the episode I swear was the only thing that my sister watched. Here, they participate in a battle royale with water guns. I feel guilty for laughing at this special, because well obviously the whole shtick of the episode is like, whoa guys, they're playing with water guns yet they're taking this very seriously. It's, I couldn't help but laugh at some of it sometimes. But yeah, whatever. In conclusion, this was a very interesting return to a show that I technically didn't watch but have fond memories of. Not fond, not fond, not fond. I guess it's nice to know that actually sitting down and watching made me realize that some of my suspicions from back then were confirmed here. At the same time, yes, there's fan service, but the show does have an actual story to back it up despite being quite cliche. Even though this is a sports anime, the stigma of it being fan service made me forget that there's an actual sport being depicted here. I don't know. I'm a motorsports guy, so I most likely had no interest to begin with. But I wonder what people who've swam competitively think of the show. Free Iwatobi Swim Club. Go watch it if you like men swimming or men swimming. It's pretty much 10 years old, so you might have watched it already. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. I'm a dip for a few months.
Have her suck my dick and put my dick in her ass.